Welcome back to You May Disagree. In this episode, I'm taking a look at a band that came out of the 1980s East Coast glam metal scene, like a freaking steamroller. They introduced a huge dose of unforgettable, gritty, heavy rock and bluesy riffs to the metal world. I am, of course, referring to Cinderella. What makes this band so distinctive is Tom Keifer's raspy vocals, and not to mention, their incredible, hard-driving riffs. While they had a lot of big MTV video hits, this band has an incredible catalog of hard-rocking deep cuts as well. Now, you may have your own personal favorites from Cinderella, but these are 7 of my favorite tracks. So let's dive right in. Starting us off at number 7 is Still Climbing. This is the title track from their final studio album, released in 1994, and it makes me want to do 160 out on the freeway. By the mid-90s, the music world had completely changed, meaning a lot of people missed out on this record. That was a total shame, because this album was an absolute powerhouse. This song has a gritty, heavy driving beat and a bluesy slide guitar that really makes this song complete. To me, it shows just how much they grew as songwriters and as a band. It is a fantastic track to kick things off. At number 6, we have Bad Attitude Shuffle. We are staying on that same 1994 album because the riffs on it are just too damn good to ignore. This song exudes a swampy, gritty rock and roll swagger, and as the title suggests, a bad attitude. Tom Keifer's vocals are kick-ass, and the groove rolls along like a stinking runaway freight train heading for nowhere. It is one of those hidden tracks that makes you appreciate the band's raw talent the very second it kicks in. Coming in at number 5 is Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone. Now for this one, we are jumping back to 1988. This is one of the most famous power ballads of the entire decade, and even if you aren't a massive fan of Cinderella, chances are you probably know this one. As with many of the band's biggest hits, this one was written solely by Tom Keifer. It starts with that beautiful, lonely piano intro, and builds into an incredibly emotional anthem filled with explosive guitars and drums. It proves that behind all the big hair and leather, these guys knew how to make a timeless melody. Number 4 brings us to Somebody Save Me. This song is rowdy, hard-driving, and brilliantly written. It was the final single from their debut album Night Songs, and it has an awesome, gritty guitar crunch and a very catchy riff. The lyrics are incredibly fun, and it features one of those giant chanting choruses that makes you want to shout along at the top of your lungs. It perfectly captures that mid-80s metal energy that we all loved. Taking the bronze at number 3 is Gypsy Road. Talk about a song with an absolute killer groove. This is it. This is a phenomenal track that always takes me right back to the 80s metal scene. The slide guitar work gives it a wonderful, dusty blues flavor, and the tempo rocks incredibly hard. Tom Keifer's vocal delivery here is pure in-your-face attitude. It is easily one of the most infectious tracks they ever put together. My number 2 pick is Once Around the Ride. Talk about a spectacular deep cut. I have always loved this song. This track is buried on the first side of Night Songs, and I have always felt it deserves way more attention. It has a fast, driving tempo and a fantastic drum beat that never lets up. The guitar riffs are sharp, fast, and full of energy. It is one of those tracks that leaves you feeling completely energized by the time it finishes. There are just so many tracks that I love from this band, and limiting this video to just 7 feels like an injustice, so I wanted to add an honorable mention. From their 1990 album Heartbreak Station, the opening track The More Things Change is an incredible, high-octane, no-holds-barred song. It was the perfect opener for that record. As soon as the music starts, you just know it's going to be a fantastic album. It has a fast, driving tempo and a fantastic drum beat that never lets up. The guitar riffs are super sharp, super fast, and full of energy. It is one of those tracks that could, quite possibly, get you a speeding ticket. And my number 1 favorite Cinderella track of all time is Nobody's Fool. Sometimes the massive hits really are the best songs. This was their big breakthrough single, and it is a masterclass in how to build a rock track. Funny story, and it's 100% true. Right after this album was released, I wanted to help promote it locally. I called the radio station in Amarillo, Z93. The DJ answered, and I said I would like to request a song. Sure, he says, what would you like to hear? So I said, Nobody's Fool by Cinderella. He paused for a second and said to me, no lie, we don't do Disney here. That is an absolutely true story. Anyway, it starts with that moody, iconic clean guitar intro and Tom's softer vocals before absolutely exploding into a heavy, emotional power chord anthem. The vocal high notes at the end are legendary, and the guitar solo is performed masterfully. This song highlights Tom Keifer's incredible songwriting talent perfectly, and it easily takes the crown as my favorite track. So those are 7 of my favorite tracks from Cinderella. They were such an awesome band, and they changed their sound so much from their heavy early days to their later blues rock records. Which era of the band is your favorite? Do you love the heavy riffs from Night Songs? Or do you lean toward the bluesy rock of their later albums? Let me know your personal favorites down in the comments so we can keep the music conversation going. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, and I will see you next time.